Hello, I'm feeling a little silly. I wanted to share something, and the last few weeks, ever since the Pennuel Ridge retreat, I've been somehow drawn to people who read tarot online on YouTube. And just because, of course, Kerouac, I just finished doing a video on Jack Kerouac, and she's named. And you know what, I'm going to do a little, this is my usual higgledy-piggledy routine, but this is Kerouac. And she was named after Jack Kerouac. Her mother dumped her under my car, and I ended up taking care of her. And I called her Kerouac. I assumed she was a boy. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But when I realised she was a girl, I started calling her Kerouac. And now she just loves getting her face into it. But anyway, I wanted to do a fun video. Lately there's been some tarot readers, and they know who they are. I would love to shout them out, but I'd hate to, I don't know, offend them by saying who they are. But they know who they are. I reached out to them with an email to let them know about my experiences at the Pennuel Ridge Retreat Centre, whether they liked it or not. Just as a confirmation for them, because their readings were uncanny. When I came back from the reading, from the retreat, I'd actually done some readings, and all the cards that were in the reading I did while at the retreat were showing up in the readings that I was seeing online for particular tarot readers who I just love for all different reasons. Sorry, I have to throw her out of the way every now and again. But what I noticed was just their 4 unique styles. One of them is very nurturing and maternal. She has an energy that's beautiful. There's another a woman who's more direct, matter of fact, to the point, which I love. I love both those styles. And I think one of the men is flamboyant, hilarious to me. He's got a wonderful sense of humour. Yeah, right, you're in charge. He does a lot of planetary stuff. Awesome. Really so on point. It was scary. They all were. And the last one is a guy who you could almost think he was British, because he's very very centered and very at the same time quite I can't even think of the word, but just an authority, knowledgeable, but a sweetheart, but reserved and conservative, yet free-spirited. It's weird, I don't know how to say it. But anyway, these 4 people who because I'm a mental case, I call them, in my mind, the 4 Horsemen. And even though, like, there's, you know, the genders are all mixed, but when I say all mixed, you know what I mean. Geez, you've got to be careful these days, don't you? Anyway, I wanted to show off because, first of all, I have reached out to them. Their readings have been amazing, and I've been really still to this day, every time I see the Virgo reading, for example, I freak out. But even when they do the incidentals, like, oh, someone needed to hear this today, it was like, oh my God, everything I'm going through is reflected in these readings. And as I've said previously, being what I could say is atheistic, more agnostic. Sorry, she's in a frisky mood. I know what she's going to do. Anyway, you want to smack? Because I will. Anyway, they're just remarkable, these readings. And I wanted to show, I'm just showing off my tarots first, because I'm not sure, I won't do this. And I'm going to have to get rid of the cats who lay out the cards. But I just want to see, this is just a little experiment to see if just recently the readings I've seen on all these 4 channels match what the cards they've been and you can just go if you could be bothered. You won't, but anyway, the Virgo readings, the things that have popped out have been amazing. But this deck I'm going to use another time. I love it. It's by Patrick Valenza. It's called the Deviant Moon Tarot. I've got the book for it too. It's just really interesting. It's not like it's the dark side of the tarot, but he's showing all these almost hidden occult things that maybe other tarot doesn't. I find it really interesting. My husband thinks it's a little bit creepy, but I don't think so. And another one I like to use, but I'm not saying I think it's childish, and I wonder if that's the old atheist in me saying, oh, well, this is just for when you want to play. But I am going to get more into this, the Forest of Enchantment. I love anything to do with forests and animals, because being a hedge witch, you know, it's just natural with me. And these other cards, which I love using, I got these when I was in Australia. And just as a side note, people like to say, oh, they're not going to give you the true readings, or they're not going to be for you if you bought them yourself. Really, superstition can really hold us back sometimes. Anyway, this is the Russian fortune teller, gypsy tarot, whatever. Some people are offended by the word gypsies. I met people who were Romani and whatever who told me they had no issue with it. It was dependent on the derogatory way it was spat at them, you know. But the good thing about this one is that there's 4 pictures. Oops, I don't want to shine it on the light. But there's 4 pictures, and what you do is you lay them all out, and then once all the cards are out, any that are touching each other, you turn to match, and if they match, then those are the ones you read. It's really wonderful. I will do this one time on the channel soon. I really love this one. I've used that a lot. Some people don't like the fact that you've got to use all the cards, but then you're only reading what matches. But what I'm going to do today is just using the old faithful, the one I trust the most, the Rider-Waite deck. Hang on a minute. We've got all sorts of chaos going on. I've got a cat in my way. The light just went out. It's all happening. I'm so prepared. So what I wanted to do, now I just dropped my cord of my earphones into the cat's cup of tea, because of course she has to have a cup of tea when I have a cup of tea. Kerouac. Okay, I'm going to try again. My LED light went out, so I'm going to do the tarot reading, and we'll see how we go with matching with what's been coming out. I mean, I'm honest, I'll tell you if it's, this is completely different, so we'll see. And of course Kerouac has to have a big nose in there. But this little box, I brought my tarot cards over with me to from Australia when I immigrated, and I brought this with me. I forgot, but it's hard to get out and I don't want to break it. But it's the a cicada wing. It's from Australia. For some reason, I do odd things like that. But you know, those little things speak to you, those little moments. But anyway, so I'm using the Rider-Waite deck, and like I said, the others have been doing a phenomenal job of telling me stuff that's so aligned with what's happening to me, even the inner thoughts and feelings and stuff going on. Now when I shuffle, it's funny, I see a lot of people doing the intermingle, which I was taught, I mean, you know, you do whatever feels right. So I was taught not to, you know, intermingle them, and just to always be shuffling forward. And that's just the way I've done it. I also make sure that my feet are flat on the ground, because I don't want to be cross energies. But sometimes I do a reading with my ankles crossed if I think this is just about me. I don't want external energies seeping in. Geez, you wouldn't believe a month ago I was almost 100% confirmed atheist for years. I've dabbled in this stuff all along, but I always told myself, oh, this is just playing. Anyway, I'm shuffling, and what I'm thinking is what's going on for me. And I'm going to be thinking maybe over the next 3 months. I like to think of time frames when I do readings, but other times I just say, you tell me, and I'll pull one card. Sometimes I don't like to charge the cards with my intentions 100%, because oftentimes if the messages are going to come through and this is the only way I'll see it, I'd rather clear the deck and then say, okay, you tell me. Alright, now I'm not going to panic. The light went off again. It's probably some cheap crap I got from Amazon, but and that of course illustrates the fact that I have to get a little bit more professional and get proper equipment, blah blah blah. But you know what, this is video, you can hear me and you can see me, and hopefully it's enough to entertain you. But the reason why I'm doing this, as I said before, is because I'm just noticing all these tarot readers is incredible, especially these particular 4 who are just really hitting the nail on the head for me. And I wonder if before a month ago I would have recognized them as they come through on my feed. It's interesting. But like I said, I'm doing a reading for the next 3 months, and I don't cut the cards like people do. It's just me. I fan them out into a semicircle, and then what I do, as I'm thinking about what I want to know about the next 3 months, I just start choosing. And of course we got 1. I don't like to look at them either. That one spoke to me. I'm just an oddball. I'm sorry. 2. Oh, what am I apologizing for? You don't care. 3, 4, 5, 6. I just do a really basic 6 card spread. I could do the whole Celtic cross, but I'm just curious to see what comes up. Me and the environment of the past. It's funny because I got the 6 of Pentacles. I usually see that for me as having enough to be able to share with others, but also in my line of work we're helping with people who are downtrodden, really having it tough trying to get through. So that's where I am now, or where I'm coming from. It is something that's shifted in me in terms of how I want to help people going forward. I want to do the deep dives with people who actually want to help and who actually are serious about getting over the crap that you've been carrying on your back for so long. But anyway, that's where I've been, or where I am now. Interesting. So we got the 7 of Wands. There are always internal battles as well as battles with others, war with words, and something I've had to really watch lately is my language. I can be quite cutting when I'm angry, but lately I'm just like a cornered child, and luckily I'm adult enough to be able to recognize that when it happens. So yeah, I get that. And of course, yeah, wondering where I'm going from here. That's the 3 of Wands. All these 3 cards I've seen. Now, I suppose you could say that, well, of course you're going to see some cards eventually, but there are 78 cards in a tarot deck. Well, the average ones anyway. There's some that are a little bit different because they're a totally different vibe or style or method. But these 3 cards have come out in many of their readings. It's when it's the same cards all the time across the board, not just the Virgo readings, but the ones that are, I just wanted to share this because I thought someone needed to hear it. I just like to track this. This is, again, like I said, an experiment. I am sorry about the light. Oh well. Oh, please. This definitely, I have really gone through a great transformation, and I really do feel like there's been a lot that has kept me down for so long that I did actually deal with at the retreat. Again, that's another card that's been coming out in their readings quite a lot. But I know that it also signifies that before I move on, I really do have to take care of my health. Because I'm not eating as well. I'm still not eating as much as a normal person should every day. But I am making sure that if I just have a nibble here and there, at least it all adds up, you know what I mean? But I get that. I've been feeling a lack of energy. I'm feeling restless. I feel like I'm rising but also stagnating at the same time. It's odd, but overall, just like one of the people said in the readings, just to remember to maintain the self-care. So it's funny now, I feel more adult in the way I'm taking care of myself. Isn't that funny? And of course, what crosses me, or what could be an opportunity, is the 10 of Wands. Sometimes feeling like there's just so much to get through that you just can't even see 1 foot ahead of the other. I have felt like that. I do understand that that is a lot of wands. I do understand that because there was a lot to push through, there's still a side of me that still feels like, did I deal with it all? Maybe there's little scraps left behind. Of course there's scraps, and I will continue to deal with them. So I think that what that's trying to tell me, especially the fact that it's crossing, or you know, the Seven of Wands. It really is showing that yeah, I will get there, I'll push through, but you know, sometimes it is important to step aside and just look around and say, hang on, I'm on the wrong road, or what have you. Oh, and I just love this as an outcome, the Queen of Cups. I have been feeling like I've been opening up my heart a lot lately. Again, that card, the Queen of Cups. All these cards, especially the Three of Wands, Seven of Wands, Ten of Swords and Queen of Cups have all been showing up in the readings, especially just recently. I do feel like I've rededicated myself on the path. I hope this lighting's alright. Anyway, I have rededicated myself on the path, and the Queen of Cups does show how, if going forward with an open heart and love, rather than constantly trying to battle, just thinking that there's a, you know, a wolf behind every door, or someone who's just going to take me down or whatever. I have been so supercharged that I've had to really rein that energy in. But strangely this week it does feel like it's softened, and that's finally settling, so that feels good, because when I can meet a new person and straight away want to open up and happy to meet them, that's my goal, rather than what are you going to do to me. That's got to stop. But it's interesting that those cards came out, and what I'm going to do now is just a quick 3-card reading, just to see what's, you know, going to come up for me with my YouTube channel. God, wouldn't it be horrible if certain cards came out? But anyway, I'll shut up. I'm not going to put them back in, because I want to give the deck another chance to see if there's other cards that have been coming out. So again, I'm doing the 3-card. It is what is going to happen with my channel, let's say, over the next 3 months. This will just be a 3-card. What brought me here, where I am now, and where I'm heading. So how is the Portal Stormer channel going to go? We'll see. And again, I spread out just a fan, a semicircle, and then without looking, I just, oh, there's 2. There's a second one that wasn't meant to come, so I'm putting that aside. We'll see what that says. This one wants to come to me. You're sitting here looking at me like a dickhead. I'm sitting here pulling cards with my eyes everywhere. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is close these other ones up, and then we'll have a look. We'll reveal. Oh God, my cats! Please no. Anyway, so where I was in the recent past. Definitely. Oh my God, that's so fascinating, especially in regards to the channel. I have another channel, and it's called Hedge Witcherberry, but I'm going to keep it. But I was in such a tears wondering if I should just amalgamate the 2. But Portal Stormer is already higgledy-piggledy, and even though they're all streaming from me and it's all about me, and I don't care if it's all over the place, I do want to try to eventually, once things settle, and if I do start getting more and more subscribers and get a feel for what people like and what's the better content to post, hopefully things will be a little bit more, you know, cohesive. So let's see where I am now. Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is really interesting. I always see the pages as sometimes a messenger or a part of yourself, a useful part of yourself, opportunities with money, but also could be someone younger, and I know who that is. And you know, if they reach out, whatever, I'm the kind of person I'll bend over backwards for them, especially if I love them dearly. But I do also see in the Page of Pentacles, in relation to, remember that was the question I asked, in relation to the channel as opportunities. I would like to make money. I would like to eventually have this channel be the be-all and end-all, but I know there's so much more I want to share out there in the world, so we'll see. But I feel positive about that. That's at least where my mindset is at, the Page of Pentacles at the moment. Oh my God. And this has been coming up a lot too in their readings. Wheel of Fortune. I love that card, and the reason why, it can mean so many things, but it is sort of, it's not so much, well, it can be fate, But it's also about, you know, what you've worked towards is coming back. The wheel is turning around. So whatever energies you put in, so it can be good or bad. But with the Wheel of Fortune, it always seems to mean employment. Every time growing up when I was doing tarot cards, a lot of the time just idly, you know, just doing it. When I got the Wheel of Fortune, I had a job offer. Now, of course, the kind of work I'm looking for at the moment is going to have to be remote just because of the way the world's going. But it'll be interesting. I am looking, but there's lots of things, lots of irons in the fire, and still trying to maintain status quo because you don't jump until it's ready. You're ready to jump, you know. So let's look at this mystery card that popped out. I do like to read them. I will tell you in a second. I won't drag this on too long because I know the lighting's... Look at me freaking out about the lighting. Oh well. So this was the one that popped out, and this makes sense. I haven't seen this card as much in their readings, but the Two of Wands. It's all about a lot of fire energy, which is interesting because I have really dedicated myself back to the path. I think I mentioned in one of my other videos on Monday, I just opened up my hands, and rather than trying to put a scientific caveat on it so I'm not looking like a fruitcake, I just fully accepted I'm a witch. Well, hedge witch or not, I'm a witch. And that fire started burning in me, and it's been burning in ever since. And as an interesting side note, Lady Gaga put out that song Abracadabra. That has been constant in my head. I do love it. Even just the title of the song, let alone how awesome it is in the video. Although if you've seen the one that they used, they ran through AI. I don't know what the prompts are, but it's horrifying but fascinating at the same time. But anyway, with the Two of Wands, it is about surveying the land, looking at your achievements. What have you done? Where have you gone? Where are you going? Contemplating the different opportunities and possibilities. So I do feel good about that. I will just briefly talk about while I watch the cats and trying to avert a fight because one of them's a little bastard. Domino. Yeah, you behave yourself. Domino was a cat. Actually, I might introduce him because, you know, why not introduce a cat bastard to the people? Sounds evil. Anyway, come here, puppy. Oh, you're running away from Mama. Come on. Come on. What you doing? I want you to say hello to people. Where are you saying? Oh, oh, oh. Oh, your papa, come and say hello. He's a bit of a chicken because I think he thinks he's in trouble. But this is Domino. Hello. Domino, this is a very sad story, and I might put this in another video, I don't know. But Domino, his mum a couple of years ago kept putting him in the car somewhere up under the wheel or whatever. Do you want to say hello? Want to say hello? Look, there's your mama. Oh no, that's me. Okay, you want to get out? Oh, you want to be an idiot? He's full of himself. He tries to attack the other cat, so he's going to get his nuts chopped off. Anyway, with him, his mother kept storing him under the car, and one hot summer day, I didn't know he was there. Now, what I had got to the point of doing, spraying with the hose under my car, honking the horn, and if I couldn't hear or see him, I'd slowly roll out. Anyway, there was one day I went to work, which was like a 45-minute, 50-minute drive away, and then hours later while I was at work, I had to go off to do outreach. I got in my car, went to the other place, which is a good 15 minutes away, and it wasn't until a couple of hours after that when I left to come back to the office. I was driving up the road and I saw something. I could tell it had dropped out, and I'm getting emotional now because that's how I am with animals. But anyway, he was just, nothing hurt. He just fell out of the car, and I was driving. I saw in my rearview mirror, there he was, and my heart, boom, you know, just like a sinkhole, you know. But anyway, I stopped the car and raced back, and I grabbed him. I held him here, and he was squealing, and he was only probably, I'd say, 6 weeks, if that. Oh my God. And I was, no, 4 weeks. Yeah, he was about 4 weeks. Anyway, all the way back to the office, clung to him, got him, eventually, to cut a long story short, we made it back here, and ever since then I've panicked about post-traumatic stress disorder and the poor little thing for being in that hot car, but amazingly he survived, and now he's a little bastard. So some days I regret. No, I don't. Anyway, that's the cat story. But with the tarot, I wanted to mention there was a period in 1997 when I was going out with this idiot, and I didn't know that I had fallen pregnant. And anyway, this was only maybe a few weeks after when I might have been pregnant, and it miscarried anyway, just so you know. But the week before all that happened, my miscarriage, my brother dying of a heroin overdose, and my boyfriend's sister committing suicide, all happened in a week. The week before, well, no, within a couple of weeks, plus an uncle committed suicide. That was four. It was 4 terrible things. The week before all that started happening, every time I shuffled the deck, the death card fell out. And it doesn't matter how careful I was or how reckless I was, every time, to the point where I wouldn't even do a reading. I'd put the cards back in, and the next time I came, I'd take them out, I'd be carefully shuffling, and what turned over? The death card. I think it was about 7 times the death card during that week. I kept putting the cards away, but they kept falling out, flopping out onto the floor, flopping out onto the table, almost like it was jumping to tell me the death card. And I did what I usually do with the death card is, oh well, that's change and transformation, and yes, oftentimes it is, but at that time I really did feel like it was trying to tell me something. And yeah, that was a mind-blowing experience. But it was interesting doing this tarot reading, if not for you, for me. But I might do them again in the future. I don't know. I'm not confident enough, even though I have done them for other people. I'm still not understanding how it works online, but obviously it does, because like I said, these people are putting out stuff that's blowing my mind. And one thing I do with my numerology, just as a side note, I do include tarot associations, karmic astrology and all that. So anyway, I hope this was interesting. It was just an impromptu, let me have a little play with the cards, and do a silent shout out to those 4 tarot readers, because you know, you're guiding me in a way I didn't understand could be possible, because I'm not affiliated with a religion. I don't like dogmatized spirituality. It's just not me. But I do love the fact that if you're getting any messages from spirit, hey, they've got to come somehow, whether you're gazing up at the sun, looking through well, you shouldn't gaze at the sun, but looking at the trees or whatever, and you get messages in your dreams or what have you. But when you get these live people, I hope they can't be AI, they can't be bots, no, they're real people, saying the things that not only are going on inside my soul, and I'm sure that is with other people, because there's a lot of energies happening planetarily and all that jazz, but they're saying out loud the thoughts that have been swelling in my head, good, bad and ugly. And they're catching on to the very issues I'm having, whether it be my personal mental health issues or family or the channel. So I'm going to continue watching it and we'll see what happens. It's just really interesting to me. Anyway, take care. I hope you enjoyed it, and if not, have a nice life. Otherwise, please like the video and subscribe. I would really love it. I really feel like there's a lot to share, and we'll see. And please email me or contact me if you have any questions, or if you've got any comments. You know the drill. Thank you, and take care.